It's Week 13 of the NFL.
And we'll see this team's veteran wide receiver.
He's going to be a busy man in the passing game.
Great game in store for y'all
on Thursday night primetime.
As the weekend approaches, let's settle in and end the week right, with an outstanding Thursday night contest here with the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop.
Lucky Week 13 is underway. Everyone hoping for some good fortune as we enter the home stretch. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
On first down, they'll run. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
What an injection of momentum for the offense on that play. With the energy boost in a much shorter field, I predict it's not going to be long, Kate, till they finish this series off.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. First and goal. Runs it in for the touchdown. These guys take a 6-0 lead right away. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
That one right down the middle. And these guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now after that return, we've got an injured player getting some assistance as we momentarily step aside. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. Finds a seam, left side, is off to the races. And that is a touchdown. These guys finish off their opening drive. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys start off well to tie things 7-7. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors and their running back about to get back to work. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. and he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And he'
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he's tackled for a short gain. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 42. Complete out to the right. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. He's going to throw this one. Complete beyond the marker. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now looking to throw. It is caught left side. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials.
Encroachment, defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic 1st down.
They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty. Running it after the penalty. Room to run inside the 20. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Back to throw now. And the catch is made for the touchdown. These guys have taken the first quarter lead. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
That one right down the middle. And these guys take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running it now out of the gun. And this one doesn't go far. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Throwing now on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They cross the 40 on a nice run. And he's all the way down to the 32-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there. And they're going to have a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to the well again. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Third and long for him here. Completed to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Neither side separating much so far. More coming up after this quick break. All right, it's about time to get started with quarter number 2. Home offense out, ready to go. We'll see what they do. A very tempting spot to go for it. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
They'll come out throwing. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. The tip definitely broke up that throw. So it's 2nd down coming up. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Short pass brought in. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They send the tight end in motion. From the 45 on 2nd down. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Catch made over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Oh, movement on the line before the snap, though. This is going to be a false start.
False start.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
In his 11th year, still knocking him through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Their offense ready to take the field now. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. They're set up at the 35 now. Play action on first down. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Second and 10 now. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Throwing it again here. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. This will bring us to the 2-minute warning. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 32. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be a first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. Second down coming up. They've got a man in motion. Throwing on second and 10. He's on the move. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Before the snap on 3rd and 2, they call time. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 3rd and just 2 to go. Looking to the air here. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a 4th downs instead.
Collects this at the 32. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. This one returned for 11 yards. And it'll be their football. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Throw left side, complete. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. From the 39. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points, and that's mission accomplished there.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A final throw before the break. He lofts it deep, right sideline. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. That is the halfway point here on Thursday night. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports Halftime Report. All your
For you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. These 2 teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the 2nd half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Rodriguez on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. So following the return, looks like somebody's shaken up. Trainers out to determine how severe this may be. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Now a give on the counter. And he'll only drive this forward to around the 26. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
He's dropping back to throw. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
He breaks a tackle. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. The visitors returning their offense, and this running back to the field. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. Throwing now on first down. Deep shot doesn't quite work out. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. Now you got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They'll throw on first. Hauled in left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bull...
He has the touchdown! Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
They'll try this extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys double their lead to 14.
Our home team, 10.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Rodriguez on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out runs their offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Airing it out to start this drive. Complete out to the right. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. He's got it at the 24. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. A tight end in motion now. Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. They're throwing it. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. Here comes their offense out again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's on the move. He can run it. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give him a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They go play action on 1st. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 42. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll give him a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. The give now out of the shotgun. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. He'll look to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They're now set for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
From the red zone now. That one's incomplete in the end zone. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So that brings up 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all.
And that's cut in the end zone for the touchdown. These guys now within 1 score in the 4th. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Short pass brought in. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 now. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
Punt team on the field. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Collects this at the 35. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be their football coming up. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Finds a man right side. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up 1st down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Completed over the middle. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. 2nd and 3 now. They'll send him over right. From the 25 on 2nd down. Hits his running back. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down from the red zone. This throw is cut. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal. He'll throw it yet again. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's second and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Encroachment, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still second down.
Penalty drops him at the 1, so they've got a couple of shots left at it. It's second and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll run here following the penalty. Goes up and over for the touchdown. These guys now trailed by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Brings in the kick at the 9. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now this offense ready to head back out. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Throwing off the play fake here. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. These guys with a little more work to do to win it here. New set of downs for them from the 46. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here he is to throw. Wow, wide open here. Complete. And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Setting up the screen. And he's brought down for a loss. Gotta hurry this to the line. Setting up to pass. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. All in left side. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. This is biggest moment of the game so far. An important field goal try here. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2.
You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
After the field goal, they'll boot it away and put their defense back out on the field. Rodriguez on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really being the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. That's 16 on the pickup. And they'll have 1st down. From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. To throw here on 1st down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. So 2nd down coming up. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Throwing now. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. They are throwing it again. It's caught at the 4. And this is down all the way to the 3. Prior to 1st down, they decide to call a timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those changes.
And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
That one right down the middle. And his guys take a 4-point lead. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. He'll throw it. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. So there's the timeout called, and we're going to see if they think there's enough time for 2 plays or just one last snap. 1st and 10, looking to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. What a game for our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.